All right, ladies and gentlemen, she is a soldier, and she has been doing comedy for a long time here at Comedy U and other places around the island. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Talisha Smith.
Thank you, Patrick. I would write you a thank you card, but I'm out of crayons. Talisha is actually my real name, which is funny because I come from two very fucking racist parents. and the best thing about it is, 2 weeks before I was born, there was a black couple that had a daughter and named her the name that I was supposed to be named, which is Lauren. And my parents were like, oh no, we can't have that. We can't have our girl having a black girl's name. So they decided to combine names, which always works fucking well. So they combined my mother's name and my sister's name. So I was supposed to be named Talisa, which is kind of getting on the borderline. Well, they fucking misspelled it. So now I am named Talisha. And don't y'all lie to me. I know y'all were looking, Talisha, who the fuck is that? Why is she going on stage? Really? So I am in the military, and I was a drill sergeant for 2 years. I made it through with my career intact. Thank you, baby Jesus. And so I am putting forth the suggested term of what to call multiple junior enlisted soldiers. I promote that it is called an idiot. 1 is bad enough. 2 is getting kind of weird. And 3 is rappelling off the fucking barracks. You all heard that story. Don't fucking bullshit me. So, how many people are Pinterest fans? Oh, thank God, at least one person. I was like, okay, scratch that off. I'm not telling that motherfucker. So you one person back there somewhere, fuck you. And I will tell you why. Pinterest has caused me nothing but harm. So I do like beer, and I like good beer, unlike Marines. They're like, PBR, fuck yeah. And so I, have all these fancy fucking bottles laying around, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do something with these. And I found this Pinterest fucking thing that said, make your glass bottles into goblets. And I'm like, hell yeah, I gotta use for goblets. Don't know what it is yet, but I'm gonna do something. So it involves cotton thread, acetone, fire, and an ice bath. So you soak the cotton thread in the acetone, you wrap it around the bottle where you want the cut made, and you light it on fire. Pro tip, don't do that over the bowl of acetone. I'm gonna write myself a thank you card in crayon. So I light it on fire. Lo and behold, gravity happens, and it burns through and falls oh so gently into the acetone. Shit. Now I have a flaming bowl of blue fucking flame on my kitchen counter. So what does every sane person do when they see flames where there shouldn't be flames? Make tea kettle noises. So I knocked the bowl off of my counter into my sink. Guess what happens? Bowl shatters. And now my entire sink is on fire. So I'm thinking really, really clearly right now and could not remember whether, water would put it out or spread it. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to go the safe route. I take a package of flour that I had stashed in my cupboard for like 72 months and dump it on the flame. Well, not only it put it out, yes, but now I have caked on burnt fucking flour all over my sink. I did not get my security deposit back. They called me and were like, dude, what the fuck? You're not supposed to cuss at me. You're a civilian. So yeah, that true story, bro. So yeah, I have all my notes right there. Should have been a Marine. So I moved to Hawaii about 2.5 years ago, and Hawaii has changed my fucking life. A lot of people would, thank you. A lot of people would be like, it's the glorious beaches, it's the glorious weather, we have exactly one fucking season here. It's kind of old, but then I'm gonna move back to the mainland, I'm gonna be cold, and then gonna be like, oh, I wish I was back in Hawaii. But no, it's none of these things, although they are great and glorious and beautiful. It was Loco Moco. So the first time I ate Loco Moco, I'm like, all right, let me try this. I've heard it's, what the locals eat, and I always want to try, the local dishes. And it sounds very fucking simple. It is a bed of rice, Salisbury steak. I know exactly what Salisbury steak is. Don't lie to me. I ate that shit every Wednesday at school for fucking 13 years. Shit Salisbury steak. Gravy and 2 fucking fried eggs. That's it. Sounds simple, right? I ate it and I was like, angels came down, trumpets fucking sounded. And now I'm like, motherfucking leftovers. So guess what I do with every single one of my fucking leftovers now? If I have leftover curry, 2 fucking fried eggs on top. If I have leftover chili, 2 fried eggs on top. If I have leftover beef stew, 2 fried eggs on top. If I have leftover enchiladas, guess what? I don't know what y'all are smoking. Fuck no, I put salsa on that shit. Y'all are fucking weird. My name is Talisha, and that is my time.
Talisha Smith, ladies and gentlemen. It's like the Army not putting stuff back. All right. I don't know how to work. God, I'm proving her right. You had your time. All right. You're not up next, Brandy. All right, how you guys doing? Sorry, there was a pause there. You guys doing all right? Awesome. Hey, I'd like to thank RJ, who's also going to be, he's doing this for the veterans also. He's videotaping this, so if you could see there's, so you guys need, yeah. So can we practice like a really loud laugh for our next comedian coming up here? Not for me, like I said, I don't care. Our next comedian is coming from a different island, as a matter of fact. You're coming from which island? You coming from? From Maui. He's coming all the way from Maui, and you're a Marine, correct? He is a Marine, because we're still Marines. He's a Marine, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Maui. Please put your hands together for Cool Hand Luke.
Good evening, Anna O'Briens. So we're here to celebrate Veterans Day prematurely. More importantly for me, I'm celebrating 2,228 days since I got out. Every day is a celebration when you don't get drug tested. I served honorably for 10 years, and for 10 years, I didn't do any drugs. But now that I'm out, I do any drugs. I joined the Marine Corps from Maui, so naturally they stationed me in North Carolina. And when I first got there, one of my first roommates was a black guy from the South. And I would speak small kind pidgin with him, and he would speak like Southern slang to me. You know, shrimp became scrimp. Strawberries became scrawberries. And he even liked to add an R to the word negotiate right after the G, but he said I couldn't say that word. That's a spelling joke. I'm glad you guys got that one. Yeah, so I'm 35 now, and a lot of people tell me I look 30. I'm hoping my luck holds out. That way when I'm 74, they'll say I look 69. 69. Never stop learning. I recently found out that Adolf Hitler's medical record became public knowledge, and I learned that Adolf Hitler had a micro penis. All this time, I thought he was the world's biggest asshole. Turns out it was a regular-sized asshole next to an incredibly small penis. Its effects were devastating. Can you imagine the phone call he got from Mussolini in Africa? Like, Adolf, I know you hate the Hebrew hammer, but have you heard of the Black Mamba? No, I love that joke because I'm part Jewish. The part that appreciates a good deal. I've always been ambiguous with my ethnicity, but whenever somebody asks me if I'm Italian, I think it's because I'm wearing too much hair gel or cologne. You know, here in Honolulu, you guys recently got the bag ban. We've had the bag ban on Maui for some years. I personally agree with the bag ban. I like my reusable grocery bags to say something about myself. You know, I like my bag from the health food store because I want people to know that I care about my body as well as the environment. I like my bag from like Philippines or Australia so people know that I'm well-traveled, cultured. But I don't like to use my bag from Walmart because I don't want people to know I'm white trash. I learned some new words recently. I learned the word mansplain. That's when somebody, usually a man, explains something condescendingly to a woman, right? But if you ask for clarification on a menu item at your favorite burrito place, that's a mexplanation. Mexplanation. I was in Subway and there was a Mexican couple in front of me in line, and I thought, is this what I look like at Taco Bell? Taco Bell is my favorite Mexican food outside of Mexico, but I feel like such a sucker spending $10 for it here. Because I know in Mexico, that diarrhea only costs $2. There's a popular analogy that compares pizza and sex. It goes something like, pizza and sex are a lot alike, because even when they're bad, they're still pretty good. I don't know about you guys, but I never opened a box of pizza and thought, what the fuck is that smell? And then said, fuck it, I'm gonna stick my dick in it anyway. Whenever I hear the phrase, you are what you eat, I think, why are gay men so nice? I like to watch a lot of forensics TV and like drug documentaries. One thing I've noticed about forensics TV is the people most likely to commit a murder are also the least likely to have ever watched forensics TV. You know, these people, they find it completely acceptable to premeditate a murder, yet for some reason stealing $20 worth of cleaning supplies is against their morals. You always catch them in Foodland at 3 a.m. buying bleach with the My Cutty card. I saw this lady, it was a crackhead lady. She had a $200 a day crack habit. And that's the first time in my life I thought, maybe I should take some financial advice from a crackhead. I can barely afford $20 a day in weed. I'm sure some of you guys know this, but when buying crack, $1 worth of crack actually costs $100, right? $2 worth of crack actually costs $200. But when a crackhead offers you $3 blowjob, still just $3. I like to stay about $40 in the hole with my weed man. That way if I die on a come up. Whenever I meet somebody that does cocaine but doesn't smoke weed, I figure it's because they got a good job. You know, maybe a doctor or a lawyer, right? If you guys are wondering how many $3 blowjobs it takes to get $2 worth of crack, 66.6. Yeah, I'm not a religious person, but anybody who gives another person 0.6 blowjobs should go to hell. I'm actually atheist, not 100% atheist. I'm like 99.9% atheist. I'm as much atheist as I am straight, right? And what that means is if somebody were sticking a gun to my head and a dick in my face, I'm like, dear God, please don't tell anybody. So we've all heard people say no homo after they say or do some gay stuff, right? So if this works for gay stuff, why can't we say no homophobia after some straight stuff, right? I mean, a phobia is an extreme or real irrational fear. To be arachnophobic, you got to freak out at the sight of a spider. To be hemophobic, you have to lose your mind if you see blood. But to be homophobic, all you have to do is say something that offends a woman with a gay best friend. Yeah, so I'm a father. Been married for about 5 to 10 years now. And a lot of people will say that once you get married, the oral sex kind of goes away. That's not the case in my situation. You see, my wife is Hispanic, and Hispanic women know there's always somebody willing to take your job. Even if it is just a blowjob. Even if it is just a blowjob. Some people will say that children are like STDs, and I agree with that statement, which is why it's important to stay with the person you got them from. Nobody else wants that shit. So we recently had a baby, and we chose this, or we elected to find out the sex at birth, right? We didn't want to find the ultrasound, whatever. So we picked out a girl's name and we picked out a boy's name. I let my wife pick out the boy's name because I'm kind of into the trend of naming your child after something you want him to do or be when he grows up. You know, like Surfer or Ripper. Yeah. But I'm a little bit safety conscious, so I probably would have went with Helmet or Condom. I got to pick out the girl's name. We were going to name, if it was born a girl, we were going to name our child after my grandmother in hopes that our child would also live a lifetime underneath a glass ceiling and then die of breast cancer. You know, my grandmother's dying wish was that you guys would laugh at that joke. Thanks for making it awkward. Don't feel bad for her, though. She spent her final days in the family home, surrounded by loved ones, doing what she loved most, asking her sons not to smoke in the house. You know, growing up, I listened to a lot of rap music, a lot of hip hop music, and Dr. Dre's "Fuck with Dre Day" was the first rap diss I'd ever heard, and it was a rap diss on Eazy-E. And looking back, I'm pretty sure Dr. Dre won that rap battle. He's rap's first billionaire, and Eazy-E, well, Eazy-E died of AIDS. At best, I can hope he got that from a chick. No homophobia. You know, I said the same thing when I found out Charlie Sheen got AIDS, and a friend of mine said there's a video on the internet of Charlie Sheen doing some gay stuff while smoking crack. But you know what? That's not gay. That's just good crack. Thank you guys. I'm Cool and Luke. Have a good night.
Cool Hand Luke, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Maui. 2,000-something days out of the Marines. Rob Beck. All right, we have a special guest. He had to remind us that he was in the Air Force because we didn't believe that the Air Force existed that long ago. The Air Force's motto, I think, was aim high. And he's been high ever since he got out, probably. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Casey the Great.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Anyway, how's the crowd tonight? Fly high and aim high. I did that in many masturbation contests all around the world. I used to fly. So you're supposed to ask me, what did I fly? I flew eggs. I was a cook in the Air Force. I went on many food missions. All around the world. Egypt, Turkey. I even went to the first nuclear blast in Holloman Air Force Base around there, New Mexico. They have the first nuclear blast down there. And I was there. We used to practice missions up there. The fighter pilots to go up there and they shoot each other down. I was just there making sure they got a good quality meal. And then also on that mission when we was up there, we had different people in foxholes. They was having battle contests. And I had my tent set up, giving them coffee all night. So I went out to take a leak. And one of the airmen was down in the little hole down there. I pissed all over. He said, whoa, wait a minute, I'm down here. I said, excuse me, I didn't say anything really. But but then when I was in the tent giving him coffee, he came in there, he says, some motherfucking asshole pissed on me while I was in the fucking hole. I didn't say shit, I said, really? Boy, oh boy, that was funny as hell. And then we had these radar things that was on top of the, where we had a whole convoy, all kind of stuff. But they had these radars out there, and I was up on top of those radars, just looking around at the first nuclear blast hole where they had deers and everything running down there. I was just looking at them, and one guy said, hey, King, Sergeant King, you're not supposed to be up there. The radar is going to make you sterile. I said, really? You mean I ain't going to be able to have no kids now because of this? So I thought I wasn't going to have no kids. So I went all the way to the commander and told him about it. And he said, yeah, Sergeant King, you done messed up. You ain't going to be able to have any kids. Well, he was all in on the two. We're to the last day. Then they said, oh, you're going to be okay. You're going to be able to have kids. I still ain't got none, but And there are a lot of pregnant cockroaches out there. Okay, don't use your imagination in the wrong way. Kids, little roaches looking like Casey out there. Running around half human. But anyway, the Air Force was pretty fun. I was over in the desert in Egypt. I don't know. Anybody else been in the desert in Iraq and those places? They have these camel spiders. They are pretty bad. They'll fuck you up. Well, we had a doc out there. He was always out there getting scorpions, and he was getting scorpions and fucking with scorpions. And then one day he came across the camel spider, and I was out there with him. It was 3 of us, and he went to hit that camel spider with his stick, and it jumped up and on his stick and on him, and he was running away from that camel spider. It was funny as hell. I think he actually shit his pants. And that was funny as hell. But me, I love spiders, and I love insects and ants. We're in Egypt in the desert, because it's hot. Everything is fast. All the ants are fast. Everything is super fast, and that camel spider is really fast. But I wasn't scared of him, because I'm used to spiders. But when he turned around and did like this, everybody, he was trying to, he acted like he was going to bite him, and he showed his little fangs, you know, the satanic sign. Well, anyways, I'll just tell you about a little bit of my Air Force stuff. And then I was over in Turkey. Muslims don't eat pork, but they eat a lot of lamb. But anyway, he told me, he said, if you give us pork, we're going to kill you. But they didn't know that the bacon was pork. You know? I said, that's some lamb, man. Don't worry about it. It's good. Well, anyway, I got to sit down and have a nice cup of shut the fuck up. Well, now, wait a minute. I will be black again on the open mic, so stick around for that. And you can hear some more of my weird stories. You can hear some of my sexual adventures with camels and no lambs, though. All right, let me sit down. Here's Patrick Terrell's white again.
Casey King, ladies and gentlemen. In the Air Force. In the Air Force. Man, what a good story. Hey, thank you for giving everybody radiation poisoning while you're here. Appreciate that. What is going on with this stand? I don't understand. Oh wait, no, I don't know. All right, our next comedian coming out here. I think somebody's calling me. Why is somebody? Oh, never mind. Nobody's calling me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you ready for your next military member? No, I know that wasn't. I know that wasn't. That was my fault because I didn't come at you guys with a lot of motivation. So I can't really expect you guys to come back at me with a lot of motivation. So this guy gets really upset if I don't hype the crowd up. Are you guys ready for our next military member? All right, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Jonathan Freeman.
Hey guys. How's everybody? It's a little bit of a delayed response. All right, we're good here. I am 35, and I dress like this on purpose. The reason why I feel like I need to say that is because at this point in my life, like, no irony. Like, I love Chucks. I love them. I always have since I was a kid. I'm like, Chucks are fucking cool. It's what cool guys wear. I'm gonna wear Chucks. And I wear this shirt because it's also Converse, and I just like to match. And I wear skinny jeans because I already had a vasectomy, and I don't need to worry about having kids again. So my balls are all cinched up there. I got kind of like a, well, it's called like a bad dad look, you know? Started going gray when I was 16. This is just kind of what's ended up a handful of years later. But it worked against me. I was sitting in a Starbucks on my computer, and a young lady came over, and she goes, "Hi, I just want to let you know that I like your shirt." "Okay, bye." And she walked over to her fat friend and her gay friend, and I was like, "Oh, she's in high school. This is, oh no." Because that's the high school formula for like a pretty girl, right? She's got a fat friend and a gay friend. It's facts. Technically, that's science. And then she came back over like 5 minutes later, and she was like, I also just want to let you know that you're really handsome. Okay, bye. And she walked away, and I was just like, God, what? I mean, I thanked her. I wasn't an asshole about it, but I'm like, what did she think was going to happen? You know? Like, I was going to be like, well, why don't you pull up a chair? Hey, what grade are you in? Don't you hate when you forget the combination to your locker? You know? You have a test that day? Hey, cool Skechers. Yeah. Oh, those light up? That's awesome. I felt bad about myself. I didn't know why. I was like, these are not the daddy issues I'm trying to solve. I have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. And I was like, can you keep your mouth shut? No, I didn't. I didn't say that. Have you ever heard the word statutory? It's on the SATs, I think. I was texting with a 21-year-old. Has anybody done that recently? Yeah. No, there's no fucking reason to. I couldn't understand anything she was saying. It was emoji code or something. I don't know. But it was like back and forth, and it was kind of flirtatious. And then after a while, guys, the dick pics started. Yeah! Dick pics! Dick pics! Eye contact! Dick pics, right? Right? Right, sir? All right. I don't know if there's like, you know how there's measure words for things? You get like a murder of crows or like a herd of cattle, right? I think it's a dubstep of dick pics. You know what I mean? It feels accurate because there were just so many dick pics. Before I even knew what happened, it was like dick, 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 balls, and a dick, 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 and the balls, and then a dick, balls, dick, 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 balls, balls, dick, dick. Some of you didn't know there were lyrics to dubstep. That's what they are. You gotta listen closely beneath the robots fighting. Whatever that is. So after this aggressive amount of male genitalia was sent through SMS text messaging, I kind of paused and I was like, why'd you send me those? I never said that I sent them. Never said that. And I was like, hey, two can play this game. I just sent her pictures of vaginas. So many vaginas. Like a monologue of vaginas, you know? Yeah. Oh, smart joke. Yeah. You guys are like, this guy's just going to talk about how he's got gray hair and dicks. That was your smart one. An early 90s pop culture reference. We're going to go out and have some beers tonight, watch comedy. Vagina monologues? Who's this guy think he is? What do you guys think, like, the female equivalent of a dick pic is? Like, what would you call that? I think pussy pic. That's my first, because it's fun to say. You got, like, alliteration, right? But let me offer you this. Vaginastagram. How about, it's trying too hard. I know. It's trying too hard. Can't. Snatch chat. How about snatch chat? I'll tell you the best one. This is the best one. Twatter. Yeah. Twatter. That's right. Just send out some twats. Going for a pap smear, you live twat that shit. What happens there, you know? Like, what the fuck is that? Vaginas are gross. Like, dicks are gross, too. I'm not just going to just give you ladies a hard time about your nasty downstairs. Dicks are stupid, right? But here's the issue. The issue is that it's poor design. That's what it is. Yeah. If you've ever heard like you don't put the sewage factory next to the amusement park. You know what I mean? Just gets gross. I know this is true because my daughter, she's been dropping dimes on you ladies. She's 7 now, but when she was 5, we were just sitting on the couch watching TV. She's like, Dad, sometimes when I fart, it goes in my vagina. And I was like, what? 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 That happens? And I look at my wife and she's like, ah, Jesus Christ. It's not supposed to know about that. So every guy in here on a date, look at your lady in the eye. And she's going to be like, yeah. It's bad. It's bad design. It's like if you go to a music festival, right? And they got like 2 bands on the opposite stages. And like this side is like Imagine Dragons, right? And then this one is Radiohead. And like, you know, this side's like, oh, it reminds me of college. You know, it's just all warm. And every time I hear it, I just love it. And the other one's just shit. It's shit. It's so bad. Imagine Dragons is so bad. Do you guys understand? Have you heard that? Thunder, thunder. That's a song that human beings wrote for our consumption. It's so fucking stupid. It's like I want it to be a rock band, but let's throw some auto-tune in there. Let's have a rock band do what Taylor Swift wishes she could do. Yeah. Oh, you guys are a fan of Tay-Tay? Is that what it is? You like the T-Swizzle? She's all right. She's got a nice thigh gap. Learned that from texting that 21-year-old. Thigh gap. It was lit as fuck. I will tell you guys something personal about myself, because we're friends now. My dad was a clown. That's not the punchline, ma'am. And he left my mom for a different clown. Now, that's 100% true. And just so you understand, like my dad, he was in the military. He got out, he met my mom. They had 2 kids. He got out after 8.5 years. And then he became a clown. And then left his wife not long after, 14 years of marriage, for a different clown. I didn't grow up in Clown Town, you guys. All right, it's not like there were just clowns everywhere. He found the other one that's like, fuck it, I don't care about family values either. Right? And when he left, it was hard on me because it was me and my sister and my mom, and I was basically the man of the house, you know? I was in 5th grade, and I had really big shoes to fill, you know? Oh, fuck you, Jonathan. Fuck you. Making me laugh at that bullshit joke I didn't see coming. No, but it was really hard, you know. My mom used to take me and my sister to McDonald's every Wednesday and every other weekend, you know. She said it counted. You guys remember like that old school playground? It's like the fiberglass statue of Ronald McDonald sitting on the bench. Remember that? I just like sit on his lap and pretend he was proud of me, you know? Yeah. Show him my report card. We took a family trip out to Las Vegas to see Cirque du Soleil. I didn't really go in to see the show as much as I just kind of walked around the outside, seeing if anybody wanted to play catch, you know? Teach me how to throw a spiral. Because I was spiraling. Yeah, it was a sad young man. Probably the hardest thing is that the year that he left, he didn't even come to my birthday party. Yeah. Also, he didn't refund the deposit. That was because my dad was a clown. What I'm saying is, he wouldn't come to my birthday party unless we paid him. Is everybody tracking that? We're good? And then he still didn't come. You still with me? And he didn't refund the money because my dad was a clown. You guys. Hey, Jonathan, why do you do stand-up comedy? Oh, I don't know. Just for fun. I don't have any issues. It's just a choice. Ah, Christ. Let's talk about cats. Can we? I'm sorry. Pussycats? I like you. Can we just agree? Like we're all a group of people here. Can we agree that cats, like they don't think we're cats? You know what I mean? Have you ever met these people that like have a cat, and they're like, he just thinks that I'm a cat too. I'm like, what? Why? He just puts his little face against my face. He just puts it right there, and he just bakes his biscuits on my tummy. I go, meow, and he goes, meow, and he thinks I'm a cat too. It's like cats have 5 moves, you know? That's the only way they can communicate. Because here's my issue with that. Same thing goes for dogs, you know? People that think that they can communicate and that the dog thinks that like you're the alpha dog, that dog knows you're not a fucking dog, all right? Because to assume otherwise, we go back to cats, like at the dawn of creation, there's a group of cats, okay? And they're just milling about, having a good time, being like, it's great to be alive. And then, like a dinosaur comes over and eats one. And you're telling me there wasn't one cat that was like, did you guys see that? No, that thing just ate Steve. No, I don't think that's a cat. No, I don't. Melissa, no, I don't think it's a cat. The thing with no fur? No, it's not. It growls. Yeah, I know we growl. It roars, and it just ate Steven. It's not a cat. You don't have to prove it to me, Melissa. It just ate Melissa too. Why is anybody listening to me? Nope. You know what? And then that cat would have to hold a meeting in a cave, and he'd gather all the cats together and be like, look, there's a problem in our society. And I'd just like to point out, getting you all guys here was a real pain in the ass. I feel like in the future, it's a good metaphor for something real difficult. That's kind of beside the point. Listen, I called this meeting because everybody seems to think that everything else out there that's walking around is also a cat. It's not a cat. It's not. No, I know that it has a tail, Esteban. I know it has a tail. You need more than that to be a cat. Why aren't you? None of you guys are listening to me. And then this cat, he's got kids, and he's like, guys, no one believes me about how everything else is not a cat. But you guys believe me, right? Carl, Jane, Larry, you guys all get it, right? You inherited my skepticism. Yeah, because you sure didn't get it from your mother. That's right. Hey, where is your mother? Sharon, no! Sharon! Guys, it's your mother's dead. Yeah. It's just us now. Everybody's going to be eaten by that giant leathery thing that lays eggs and walks on 2 legs. Yeah, not a cat. I don't know why they won't believe me. Listen, we got to repopulate. It's just us. We're all going to have sex with your sister. It's fine. That's just what we have to do now. And that incest is why cats don't talk now. Because you were maybe like, Jonathan, cats don't talk. I appreciate your imagination, but what are we doing here? I like that joke. I'm going to leave you guys with a fun thing. We're going to do a fun thing. This is a clean joke. Yeah, I've been working on my shit. All right. I went to college. Yeah, I did that. Not trying to brag. And studied Asian area studies. Yeah, worked on that. Asian area studies. Does anybody else need a refresher? Just you? Okay. All right. And my niece, she's going through the same program right now, and she's like, hey, can you help me study? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, I can totally do that. She had a test coming up. I was like, what's the topic? She goes, it's leadership from China. I said, totally, I can help you with that. What's your question? She said, who's the president of China? I said, no, who used to be the president of China? She goes, why are you asking me? I said, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Who used to be the president of China? She's the president of China now. She goes, who is she? I said, are you listening to me? Who used to be the president of China? She's the president of China now. She goes, when? I said, no. When was the premiere? When who was the president of China? She's the president of China now. She goes, so the president of China is a woman. I said, no, she's a man. She said, that's very progressive. I said, no, arguably he's the most conservative since Mao. She goes, when? I said, Jesus Christ! You're making this more complicated than it needs to be. So we had this back and forth, got everything ironed out, right? And she's like, okay, I think I got this. There's a man named Hu. He used to be the president of China. I said, yes. She goes, and when he was the president, there was a man named Wen, and he was the premier. And I was like, yeah. She goes, and now there's a man named Xi. He's the president of China. I was like, yeah. She goes, finally. I said, look, there may never be a finally. Do you understand? That's 1.3 billion people in China. Probably all named Li. Do you understand? That's what I did with my college education. You guys, it's a Who's on First vaudeville act with the leadership from China. All right, that's it. Thank you so much. I'm Jonathan Freeman. Put your hands together for Patrick Tyrell.
Jonathan Freeman, ladies and gentlemen. All right. How you guys doing? Are you guys ready for your next comedian? I'm just going to keep the party rolling. We got two more, ladies and gentlemen. From the Navy, please put your hands together for Brandy Morgan.
Hi, Annas. How we doing tonight? Thank you for coming out for Veterans Day, and give yourselves a round of applause for coming out in the middle of the week. Good for you. And tonight we have a good crowd and a good-looking crowd. Okay, a mostly good-looking crowd, but don't worry if you're not good-looking. I'm not going to point you out, because let's face it, y'all know who you are. Your friends know who you are. People sitting next to you know who you are. But there are some good-looking guys here, like you right there. Hi. Hi there, my name's Brandy. Come here often? Yes, have you ever been with a transgender woman? No, he said no, but what I heard was no, not yet. Because, I like to think of that glass as being half full, so yeah. So I didn't used to be in the military, so I was one of those people that Trump said, get the fuck out. But hey, sorry, too late. Yeah, I was already out, so, yeah, 20 years in the United States Navy. Oh, thank you. Oh, my God, thank you, because you know what? I never got any applause when I was in the Navy. It was all like, why are you late? Why does your uniform look like shit? Why were you blowing that guy down in the engineering spaces? And I'm hello, if I blew him on the fantail, everybody would have seen it. And you answered your own question. The reason I was late and why my uniform looks like shit was because I was blowing the guy down in the engineering spaces. Try to keep up. During my time in the Navy, I did some time in a Joint Command. And for you civilians, not the good kind of joint, but Joint Command in the military is when all the branches of the service are there. And, the branches try to work together, but they never really pull it off because there's a lot of miscommunications, like even simple things like going to the bathroom. Like, for example, a sailor or Marine will go to the head, a soldier will go to the latrine, and an airman will go make potty. Now, are there any Air Force people here tonight? Oh, well, okay, sorry about that joke, but I figured, you guys are used to it, so. Because, if there's one thing all the services can agree upon, it's we really love making fun of the Air Force, so. In each of the services, they have their own, movies that kind of, exemplify the service. Like, for example, you have, the Navy has in harm's way in Top Gun. The Army has Saving Private Ryan, Black Hawk Down. The Marines have Full Metal Jacket, Heartbreak Ridge, and the Air Force has okay, I'm sorry, the Air Force doesn't have any good movies. I mean, there's 12 O'Clock High, but that was actually the Army Air Corps. Yeah, really all I can think of for Air Force movies is, let's see, Iron Eagle, where a bunch of high school kids do what the Air Force couldn't do. And then, of course, Dr. Strangelove, where Air Force General blows up the entire world to protect his bodily fluids. So, yeah, aim high. I enjoyed being in the Navy, but there's one thing I think the Navy lacked. I think the Navy needed a cool Latin phrase. Because, you know, the Coast Guard has a cool Latin phrase, Semper Paratus, always prepared. The Marine Corps has a Latin phrase, Semper Fidelis, always faithful. I think the Navy should have a phrase, Semper Potare, always painting. That's pretty much the Navy right there, folks. Around the globe, 24 hours a day, fighting for freedom that we hold dear back home. We're painting. That's it, yeah. Yeah, right now, in the Navy, there's probably 200 people painting something right now. And none of them are any happy about it. They're like, fuck you, Lieutenant. And again with the gray. You know, there's other colors, but again with the gray. Maybe a nice teal, I don't know. Hey, how about blue? Yeah, you know, we're the Navy, we have a color, navy blue. Why don't we use that? But no, it's got to be gray. And not just gray in the Navy, there's a special color of gray called haze gray. Because you know what? Regular gray wasn't quite boring enough. The Navy was looking at the gray and they're like, yeah, we kind of like that, but it's just like way too vibrant. Yeah, can you like tone it down for us, really? It's like, see, well, you know, a little tension in the world right now. Let's see, a few weeks ago, the leader of North Korea insulted President Trump, which frankly made me very, very angry. I'm sorry, but I get angry when a leader of a foreign country insults the President of the United States in a way that I never would have thought of. He called him a dotard, and I had to look that up. And yeah, it actually means like old and kind of senile, and I gotta think, Kim, you kind of nailed that. And how'd you even know that? You can't even speak English, and you can insult the president better than I can. And then, of course, Trump insulted him. He likes to refer to him as a rocket man. And, you know, I think it's important diplomatically, if you're going to get into a potential standoff with a nuclear-armed dictator, it always helps to have a condescending nickname for him based on an Elton John song. A lot of people don't know this, but during the Cuban Missile Crisis, Kennedy used to refer to the Soviet premier as Tiny Dancer. Look it up. And of course, you know, well, North Korea is a weird country anyway. A few years ago, they had that thing with Sony, where they're pissed off at some movie about Sony was doing, so somebody hacked into Sony. Then in retaliation, somebody hacked into North Korea, brought the entire internet down to North Korea, you know, affecting dozens of people. And really the embarrassing thing for Sony is getting hacked by North Korea, because, let's face it, not the computing powerhouse of Asia. Yeah, they recently upgraded their ballistic missile control system from Nintendo to Super Nintendo. Yeah, they actually had to cancel a test launch recently because Mario did not have enough gold coins. But apparently, I mean, they are making progress in their missiles, because for the past couple years, they've had a missile that can hit, supposedly can reach Hawaii, and now a few weeks ago, they launched a missile that can pretty much hit most of the continental United States. And since I live in Hawaii, I gotta think that's kind of good news. Because when it was just Hawaii, those mainland people didn't give a fuck. They're like, it can hit what? Oh, Hawaii. Well, I've been there, so. But people are kind of worried. A few weeks ago, the paper put out what to do if we're attacked by a nuclear missile. And, you know, if they are going to attack Hawaii, they're going to shoot for Oahu, because that's where all the stuff is, Pearl Harbor, Camp Smith, Hickam. And I'm thinking, well, I know, frankly, I don't have a lot of faith in the ballistic missile targeting system of North Korea. I really think if they shoot a missile at Oahu, the safest place to be? Oahu. Maui, I'm sorry, might get hit by accident, but I think we're probably okay here. And North Korea, a weird country, and a lot of people don't know this, but kind of a little factoid about North Korea. Due to the famine they had, the average North Korean is like 3 inches shorter than the average South Korean. So if they're shorter this way, they're shorter that way, which is why they're so grumpy all the time, I think. And why you never see a North Korean male porn star. But they do have porn in North Korea, but they usually just rip off the titles from the US. Like, for example, they have Debbie Does Pyongyang, 2 Kims, 1 Cup. Yeah, you don't want to see that one, trust me. But right now, the #1 porn video in North Korea is called Woman Eating a Cheeseburger. No sex and just features a fully clothed woman actually eating food in North Korea. Yeah, no sex in the video, but in keeping with the whole porn motif, she does wind up with a little special sauce on her face. So instead of doom and gloom let's talk about something a little more pleasant. Oh, how about this embarrassing sexual situations? Had a girl to explain to me one time, the most embarrassing thing that can ever happen sexually is queefing. Sorry, woman, you're wrong. Totally, totally wrong, because guys, back me up here, there's things that can happen to you a lot more embarrassing than queefing. For example, there's this. I believe the technical medical term is a whiskey dick or a vodka dick for gay guys. And then sometimes, let's just put it this way, let's just say the rocket launches before it reaches the launching pad, yeah. Embarrassing. And really, what's the big deal about queefing anyway, really? I mean, air builds up in the vagina during sex, it's got to come out, makes this cute little fart noise. Big deal. Women might be embarrassed by that, but when guys hear a woman queef, they're like, oh yeah, I did that. That's me. Yeah, if he could record it, he'd make it his ringtone. And really, girls, I don't know, I don't see what you're worried about. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? What can come out? Maybe some semen, a little bit of air, maybe some vaginal discharge. Big freaking deal. The kind of sex I would kill for queefing. You want to know what can come out of me after sex? Dinner. Oh, we went right in the gutter with that, didn't we? Oh, well. Aim high. So, watch a lot of TV, like Game of Thrones. Anybody like Game of Thrones? Love Game of Thrones. To me, it's kind of like Lord of the Rings, but with tits. Well, tits, and incest. Oh, thank you. Is that your brother there, or? Oh, okay, oh. Yeah, but not the first TV show to deal with incest, because back in the day, the Brady Bunch kind of had an incest thing going on, because the actress who played the mom on the show was having sex with the actor who played her oldest son on the show. Now, that's like incest, but really technically not incest. And I think that we can all agree the best kind of incest is technically not incest. Not incest from a legal standpoint, but close enough to incest to be kind of creepy, kind of hot, all at the same time. Yeah, actually, the guy who played her husband on the show, turns out he was getting the dick also. And yeah, pretty much everybody on that show is getting the dick, except, of course, for Alice, the housekeeper. Yeah, I think we can all agree Alice liked to eat at the Y. But the Game of Thrones is so popular that people are starting to name their children after characters from the show. So in a few years, there's going to be a whole lot of Khaleesi's that, running around college campuses. But Khaleesi, probably not the worst name you could get from a TV show. Yeah, just ask my brother Urkel. Or my other brother, Big Pussy. Okay, Sopranos reference, maybe a little bit too old for this cross. Oh, well. And let's see. Oh, whatever. Let's see. There's websites out there with similar names but very different purposes. For example, you have Craigslist and you have Angie's List. Angie's List is to find people to fix stuff around your home. Craigslist is to find strangers to have sex with. Very important, people do not get these two confused, which I did. Accidentally went to Angie's List, and the guy who came over to, quote, clean my carpeting, was actually there to clean my carpeting. Yeah, awkward. I mean, he still fucked me, but it was awkward. And, well, just a little bit ironic, too, because, let's just say, one time a guy asked me, do the drapes match the carpet? And I'm like, yeah, it might, if there's carpet. Yeah, no carpeting down there. Let's just say hardwood flooring, if you know what I mean. But I love Craigslist. It's not really a dating site, more of a, cheap sex site, which, works for me. And after a while, you get to kind of, decipher the little meanings in the ads, like when the guy says must be discreet, that either means he's married or, pretending to be straight, or both. And some guys are like really weird about the discretion thing. One guy wanted to meet him near the bandstand in Kapiolani Park at midnight. And gee, what could go wrong there? T-girl all by herself middle of the night to meet some guy she met on the internet. Yeah, as lovely as that sounds, I'm gonna have to pass, cause saw that episode of Law and Order SVU. And here's a phrase that you hear on the ads too sometimes. Car date. Oh, car date. Gee, that sounds lovely. What's that mean? You're going to drive me to the North Shore for dinner? No. Car date is internet for blow me in my minivan. Yeah, not only did the guy show up in a minivan, he had a car seat in the back with a baby in it. And I got to say, that baby really creeped me out. He was eyeballing me the whole time. I don't know, maybe he's nosy, maybe he's hungry, I don't know. But to tell you the truth, I don't do blowjobs in cars much anymore because, well, I'm not in high school anymore. But not really rule, though, more of a guideline. It really depends on the vehicle. Minivan, not so much. Mercedes, yeah. Bentley, hell yeah. And, of course, whatever kind of car the Uber guy is driving. As long as he's, like, hot or, willing to comp me. So thank you, everybody. My name's Brandy Morgan. Been a lovely audience. Thank you.
Brandy Morgan, ladies and gentlemen. All right, just to let you guys know, we got one more comedian for our feature show, and then we have open mic afterwards, which we're going to go straight into. Here's the kicker. If you guys stay all the way through open mic, we'll give you guys tickets to come back to any of our Wednesday shows, which is, it's true. We will do that for you guys. Hey, you know what comes out of me after sex? An apology. All right, your next comedian, all the way from the engineering department on whatever ship Brandy was on. He was in the Navy, or he is in the Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Derek Reimers.
Woo! This is cool. Show's going. It's going all right. Right? You guys look. Brandy was talking about how you guys look. You guys look good for a group of people who go out drinking on Wednesdays. This is A+. It's good. We got anybody in the Army here? Yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm in the Navy, right? So I apologize. I'm sorry. My ASVAB score was too high. Yeah. Should have learned math. I don't know what to tell you. No, I like the Army. My grandpa, he was in the Army. He fought in Vietnam, which I'm very proud of. It was kind of sad though. He got flashbacks later in life, and so he couldn't watch like History Channel documentaries or war movies or anything like that, which I totally understand because I joined the Navy and I got a desk job, and I can't watch Office Space. Like, I can't. When they ask him to come into work on Saturday, I just freak out. I can't handle it. No. You guys ever have like a odd public moment of honesty for no reason? Like, I was at Walmart the other day and I was looking for a beard trimmer and I couldn't find him, so I got this nice old lady to help me. She showed me where they were, and then she said, "But you don't have a beard." And I was like, "It's not for my beard." For some reason, I said that. And I don't know why. I've been thinking about why did I feel the need to tell her that. And I think I figured it out. I think somewhere in my subconscious, in the back of my mind, I wanted to bang that old lady. I want to. Yeah. Treat her right. Buy her a Plan B, make her feel young again. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't need it. It's just the gesture, Oh, man. How's your guys' how's everyone's New Year's? How'd your New Year's resolution go? You do good? It's November. Did you follow through? Did you forget what it was? Yeah. I made a New Year's resolution. I said I wasn't going to drink for 6 months. And if you don't know if you're an alcoholic, tell yourself you're not going to drink for 6 months. And then wait 2 days. And you will know. Also, if you don't know if you're an alcoholic, you're an alcoholic. That's how that works. So, hope I help some people today. You guys like superhero movies? Yeah, I like them. I don't like the DC ones so much, just because I have trouble relating to the superheroes, you know what I mean? Because they're all kind of really privileged, like Aquaman is the king of Atlantis, and Wonder Woman's a princess, and Green Arrow, he's a billionaire. Batman, he's a billionaire, and people try to call me on Batman all the time. They're like, "Hey, Bruce Wayne's parents died when he was 8. I was like, "Oh. I would trade my parents for $1 billion right now. So I don't care. I would trade them for $1 billion, and I would make that deal in front of them. And you know what they would say? That's a good fucking deal. Like, you should take that money. We're not worth that much. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Oh, man. I'm married. I've been married for 5 years. This month, actually. Oh, thank you. Yeah. 3 to my ex-wife, 2 to my current wife. So, I'm doing good. No, I heard the first 5 years is the hardest, so I made it. It's good. Yeah. I'm 28, and I've been married twice. Yeah, that's the right response. You're probably wondering, you're like, why would you do that? Fair question, pretty simple answer. I fucking hate myself. So, gotta unload that on somebody. I'm 28 and I've been married twice. I don't know what the rules are for how often you should be married, but I feel like you should be able to take your age and divide it by the number of marriages and still be an adult. And I am 14. For the people who are in the Army here. That's how that works. I got married the second time pretty quick. My mom was super concerned. She's like, "Derek, what are you doing? You don't got to get married so fast. Why do you have to be married all the time?" I was like, "I don't know, Mom. Why do you think I constantly need a female influence in my life, huh? Maybe if you were around a little more." No, that joke's a lie. She's very sweet, super supportive, and would probably cry if I told that joke in front of her. I sent her a dick pic on accident once, and no, she's so supportive. She just responded, "Wow." And then she said like, it's bigger than it used to be. And I was like, yay, yeah. Silver linings, guys. No. I don't know what went wrong with my first marriage, but I married a white lady, so I said I wasn't going to do that again. Totally overcorrected, though. I married a Mexican. Now instead of being miserable all the time, I'm just constantly fearful for my life. Like I never know what's going to set her off. No. Yard looks great, though, so that's frees up an hour every week. That's good. No. I like having a Mexican wife. I think it's pretty cool. I got to learn how subtly racist my family is. That was fun. They really like to ask where she's from. That's not setting off any alarms for white people. I'll explain. Someone asked me where I'm from, and I say Seattle. They're like, oh, that's cool. Someone asked my wife where she's from, and she says Phoenix. They're like, no, like before that, like originally, like where? Why aren't you white? That's what we want to. What made that happen? No, I actually found out she's technically not Mexican because she was Skyping with her dad, and I said something about them being Mexican, and he got all mad. He's like, "We're not Mexican, we're Chicano," and I was like, "I don't know what that is. Where's Chican on a map? Like, what is that?" And point it out. I don't know. He explained it to me. He explained to me the difference between Chicano and a Mexican, and I'll save you guys the details because they're Mexican. It's the same thing. No, so like basically what this is like her family's been in what is now the southwestern United States, like for hundreds of years, like back when it was like a Native American land, or as they called it, land, and then like Spain, Mexico, whatever. So it's just like a slightly more Americanized Hispanic culture, which I think is pretty cool because I don't have anything to hang on to about my culture that I'm really proud of. You know what I mean? Like white people, like we got mayonnaise and slavery. That's all we've ever brought to the world, and neither one's very good for you. So, well, that's cool. She's cool. She's kind of tricky, though. She tried to trick me the other day. She was like, "Babe, you have a huge dick." And I was like, "Bullshit. I have a completely average dick. And I know that because I have Google." And a ruler. So I was able to put that to bed pretty quick. It was a trick, though, because she was fishing for a compliment on her downstairs. She was like, "What do you think about my vagina?" And I was like, "I don't know." I don't know. I like vaginas. I do. Liked every single one I've come into contact with. But no idea why. Don't know anything about them. But she was like kind of feeling self-conscious, so I wanted to compliment her, make her feel good. So I wanted to be really, specific. But everything I came up with sounded like I was like describing like a cozy one-bedroom apartment. Like it's got room for everything I need. And I like where the walls are. I don't know how to. I didn't say that. I was just honest with her. I was like, "Babe, I love your vagina because it's on you. And you're not dead. So 2 for 2. You have a perfect vagina. That's awesome." Oh man. She's the one. People have asked me how I know. Like, how do you know this one's the one? And it was the first time I went down on her. Yeah, she grabbed me by the back of the head 5 seconds in and said, "Stop, you don't know what you're doing." Yeah. I was like, finally. Somebody who gets me, like this. We're not gonna have kids. We don't want kids. We just don't want them. But when we tell people that have kids, they really try to ask us why, and and try to change our mind. Like, once you have them, you'll love them. I'm like, no. So what we started doing instead of telling people we don't want kids, we just started telling people we can't have kids. Yeah, that was the response I was hoping for. Silence. That's what the goal was, which it's not entirely untrue. Like, I can't have kids. I can't have kids like I can't have a Rolls Royce. You know what I mean? Like, legally, I could do it, but it's expensive, and I don't want to pay for it, so. Yeah, we thought that would shut people up, but then people just start telling us about all the alternative ways to have kids. They're like, oh, you could adopt. Like, you didn't adopt? Like, why didn't you? We don't want the kids you didn't want. Like, we just. I'll be like, oh, you could have the leftovers. Is that? No. Some of my friends have said like they've had like, oh, we didn't think we wanted kids, but we had Julie on accident. And I'm like, bullshit. You did not have your kid on accident. You got pregnant on accident, and then you made a choice. Yeah. Yeah. Like if I had a bucket of paint on top of a ladder and I spilled it, like that's an accident. Like, whoops. But if I spilled that same bucket of paint and for like some weird reason it took 9 months to just fall, and I didn't do anything about it, like I wanted to spill the paint, you know? Like that paint was about 3 months down, and I was like, you know what? I think we can do this. I think this will really bring out the yard. This is gonna complete the house. I've been divorced. Got divorced. Got divorced when I was 24 because I got married when I was 21, and those are the rules. So that's what I got divorced, and I was the only one that was surprised that I was getting divorced. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, my wife's leaving me. And she's like, oh, yeah. Like, that's... I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, well, you guys are just so young, you know? We just kind of figured this was the most likely outcome. And I was like, you wrote today is the beginning of forever on our guest book. Like, what do you... And my mom was like, yeah, it's kind of true every day, so... Seemed like a good way out. I was like, oh, shit. My ex-wife, she left me for a 6-foot-tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. Yeah, sound familiar? Right? Like fucking, she's got a type, I guess. He was way hotter than me, though. I'm not gonna lie. He was like way, like, do you know how hot someone has to be for you to find out your wife's having an affair? Right? And then you like find out who it is, and you get on Facebook, and you're like, all right, what's this guy look like? Good for you. Good. No, good. You know what? I would have been mad if you didn't do it. That's... I have been beat, and I will be out by Saturday. I am sorry. Good. Best of luck. You learn a lot being married twice, though. Learn a lot. I'm going to leave you guys with this little story. That this is just how you know, like as guys, like we're always going to be wrong, no matter if we do everything right or not. So my ex-wife messaged me the other day, and it was not a big deal. My name was on like an insurance account. I just had to like call to take my name off. And I was like, cool, no problem. I'll take care of it. So I did that, and then I was like, well, should I tell my wife that we talked? And I was like, no, she's never going to find out. I don't need to bother her with this. And then I was like, no, I do, because she's going to find out somehow, and then she's going to think I hid it from her. And that's not going to be good, so I'll just tell her. I was like, hey, babe, I just wanted you to know my ex-wife messaged me. Not a big deal. My name is on an insurance account of hers, and I just need to call to take it off real quick. No problem, taken care of. Just wanted you to know that there was contact made. My wife said, oh, so when she asks you to do something, you do it right away. That's... All right. All right, I'm Derek Reimers, guys. Thank you.
Derek Reimers, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's keep it rolling for all the comedians that you've heard tonight. How about Brandy Morgan, Jonathan Freeman, Casey King, Cool Hand Luke, Talisha Smith. All right.